Hello, myself Dr. M. K. Gokulu, Department of Mathematics, Government College of India. In my previous lecture, I introduced you the abstract algebra and defined the basic definition of a group. Today, I am taking some more definitions, properties, etc. of the group. Order of the group. Number of distinct elements in a non-empty set is the order of the group. If the set is finite, then it is known as finite group, and if the set is infinite, it is known as infinite group. Say, for example, n plus a number of elements are infinite here, so it is an infinite group. And say 1 omega square and operation, multiplication operation, then this is a finite group. Number of elements are here 3. So this order of this group is 3. Similarly, we can find the order of any group. Now, in order to understand the group properly, we can construct, for finite groups, we can construct the table by which we can find the properties of the group S. If we are given this, I can take with one or two examples. If I take this is an example 1 omega and omega square and the operation of binary operation of multiplication. Here I say multiplication is a binary operation. It means I do not know prove the closure property, but through the tables we can see all the properties of the group H. We construct the table H. Operation here, the elements here 1 omega square, 1 omega and omega. So 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. 1 multiplied by omega is omega. 1 multiplied by omega square is omega square. Similarly, the other entries are omega square and omega cube means 1. Omega square, omega cube and omega cube means 1 and omega 4 means omega. This complete table gives the idea about the group as all the entries of this table belongs to the set as closure property holds good. Since closure property, as I already told you that this is the binary operation, it means closure property is inbuilt. If I say this is a non-empty set and this is an operation, then we need to prove the closure property also. So closure property holds good since that all entries belong to set this. Second, associative property. Associative property, since this is the cube root of unity, omega is the cube root of unity. So in complex numbers, associative property already holds. Now, about identity and inverse, I can say if the entries of all above entries match with any row, this row match with any of the row, then the entry belongs to this row. 1 omega square means this row matches with this row. So entry left to this is known as left identity. Why it is left identity? Here I say left identity and left right identity and left inverse and right inverse. Here we see that left identity and same, and left inverse and right inverse will be the same, but later on it may affect. So here I should discuss the left identity as 1. Why this is left identity? Since 1 dot 1, 1 multiplication by 1 is equal to 1, 1 multiplied by omega is equal to omega, and 1 omega square is equal to omega square. So here this one lies towards the left side of the elements, therefore it is known as left identity. And any column matches with the column this column, then the entry above the column is known as right identity. And why this is right identity? Since 1 dot 1 is equal to 1, omega dot 1 is equal to omega, and omega square dot 1 is equal to omega square. All these entries are lying right side to these elements, therefore this one is known as right identity. Left identity and right identity. Here we find that left identity and right identity are same, so we can say identity exists. Otherwise, if left identity belongs and right identity does not belong, it means identity doesn't exist. So we have to prove for identity, left identity as well as right identity exist and both are equal. So identity exists in this case. Now for inverse, here we find that in each row there exists an identity element. Here one is identity element exists in first row here. So 1 1. So inverse of 1 is 1. Omega here in second row identity element exists here. So omega square means omega, I can write here omega square is equal to 1. So this omega is left inverse. This omega is left inverse of omega square, and omega square omega is equal to 1. Here omega square 1 omega. Omega square multiplied by omega is equal to 1. So 1. So here omega is left inverse of omega square, and here omega square is left inverse of omega. Similarly, for this entry, omega is right inverse of omega square. Omega is right inverse of omega square. So omega is left inverse as well as right inverse of omega square. So omega is the inverse of omega square. And again, omega square is the inverse of omega. Here this is right inverse, here this is left inverse, and right and left inverse both are equal. So inverse exists for this algebraic structure. So I can say as closure property holds good, associative property holds good, identity holds good, inverse holds inverse property holds good. So this is algebraic structure, or this non-empty set with this binary operation, with this operation is a group. Here also we can say we can find the group is whether the group is commutative or not. We see for this that about leading diagonal, if the entries are same, then this group will be a commutative group. Otherwise, if the entries are different, then this will not be a commutative group. So for commutative group, we just see the elements about leading diagonal are same. In sign as well as elements are same. So inverse abelian group. This is an abelian group. This we can say this structure can be seen by this example also. These two examples play vital role to understand the algebra. First example that I have taken and second one is 1 minus 1 iota and minus iota and multiplication. This another structure, say G dot. G is currently set this one. This is another structure to understand the algebra and its properties in a very well manner. So these two structures give us vital structure 1 minus 1 iota and minus iota, 1 minus 1 iota and minus iota, 1 minus 1 iota minus iota, minus 1 1 and minus iota and plus iota, iota minus iota minus 1 and minus 1 and plus 1. So minus iota plus iota minus iota and plus iota, iota square minus 1 and plus 1 and minus iota square minus 1 plus 1 plus iota square minus 1. All these entities are completed. Here straightforward we can say that closure property holds good since every entire elements are belongs to the set, given set. So closure property holds good. Associative, since this is square root of unity, and for this associative property holds for multiplication, for the operation multiplication, associative property holds good. Identity and inverse, we can see this row matches with this row, so this is your left identity, similarly this column matches with this column, so this is your right identity. Left and right identity both are equal, so identity exists. And for inverse, since one is identity element, in each row there exists an identity element, so we can find the inverse of iota. Say for example, inverse of iota is minus iota and inverse of minus iota is iota. So we can find inverse as well as again for this, whether the group is abelian or not, we can say about the leading diagonal, the entries about the leading diagonal are same. So this represents an abelian group. With these two properties, we can find the basic nature of a group. Sometimes, if the number of elements are not given, but we are given a property about the elements, say, then we have to prove, say, A and B belongs to G, and a operation star defined in such a way that A star B is equal to A plus B minus AB. In such cases, we have to prove each and every property of the group by using basic definitions. So A and B belongs to, so one by one we have to prove the basic properties of the group. Say closure, this belongs to A and B belongs to this group set G with this operation. So closure property holds. Associative property, for associative property, A operation, B operation, C is equal to A operation, B operation, C. We have, for associative property, we have to prove this. Let us start with this. A operation B operation C from this given property B plus C minus BC. This is we are starting from this A operation, B operation, C. We can write like this. So again using this property for this A plus B plus C minus BC and minus A into B plus C minus BC, and this is equal to A plus B plus C minus AB minus BC minus CA and BC ABC plus ABC. This is the result of A operation, B operation, C, and again we can find A operation B operation C is equal to A plus B plus C, A plus B minus AB operation C is equal to A plus B plus minus AB plus C minus A plus B minus AB into C. So this will again be equal to A plus B plus C minus AB minus BC minus BC minus CA and plus ABC. So these two results are equal, so we can say associative property holds good. Again, for identity and inverse, with this property identity inverse, say what is identity, what is inverse, say E is identity, E is identity element, then A operation E will be equal to A. So A operation from this property A plus E plus A E must be equal to A. So A cancel out, E into 1 minus A is equal to 0. E is identity if this A is equal to 1. So identity, we can prove identity and inverse in this way. What is the inverse of this AB? AB is equal to A operation B is equal to if B is the inverse of A, then this is equal to this A plus B minus AB is equal to identity say E.
होल्ड पे डालना